Good day to you, ladies and germs. It's DJ Puff Jonathan. We're at the Addiscombe Rly Pk, and as you can see, autumn is setting in and there are some colours in the background. Nice bit of orange there. Just thought I'd show you the Addiscombe Rly Pk allotment. Directly in front of us is a special apple tree. Around here we call it the blackjack tree. It was never cultivated commercially, and I think it was mentioned in the 1920s or 30s, so it may well be that after the Southern Railway carriage shed at Addiscombe was built, one of the railwaymen, there was a triangular plot of land at the back of the carriage shed and they used it as allotments, so one of the railwaymen, we don't know which one, planted the apple tree. And the blackjack is an eating apple, small to medium size, and they call it the blackjack because about September time, one side of the apple is so dark purple, looks almost black. It's the best eating apple you can get your hands on, to be honest, but it's not commercial. We'll walk down. These trees were planted 2 or 3 years ago, and we've had pagan rites, wassails down here to bless the trees, as these are a couple of pear trees. Everything's slowing down from the winter now. I've just clipped the tips off them, pruned them back for the autumn. This is a cherry tree in the corner here. This one is getting quite big now. Andrea put it in. Pretty sure it's a nectarine or a peach or something, or an apricot even. It's one of them. Might even be an apricot. And it's getting to a nice size. And I have, again, I've taken the tips off of this. Just compact it a little bit. Centralise the energies. This is a Bramley cooking apple, a Bramley seedling, and this was put in by refugees, child refugees or teenage refugees about 2 years ago. And this one I planted about 2 weeks ago because there was a tree here before and it died, and I'm not entirely sure what it was. I know we lost 3 trees because of the relentless summer of 2018, and I got this tree at the Secret Garden Centre at the back of Crystal Palace Triangle, the Sainsbury's, and it's a crab apple. I said I was going to get a crab apple. Malus John Downey. And basically I heard that the biggest mistake that we make when we plant an orchard or a tree, especially fruit trees, is that we plant the tree and we allow the grass to grow right up to the trunk, and apparently that is what the killer blow is. It stops the tree from getting established and growing properly. This bigger tree here is a plum that did survive. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, hang on, there's a label on it. We'll check it out. It is Marjorie seedling. So this plum's done quite well. It's quite a size now. Here's another apple tree over here. It's probably a boring one from a supermarket. Bountiful. No, it's not. It's not Pink Lady or Brayburn or Golden Delicious. Bountiful. But that's not looking too bad considering the grass has been growing up to the trunk. We've made a mistake, so. And there's another one just behind me here. So we've got Bountiful there. We've got one here. Adam's Pearmain. So that's not exactly a very common apple. And that one's alright, considering it's been in 3 or 4 years. And that's an apple as well. This one here, lost the label. This is another apple tree, again label has been lost. So there's quite a few apples on the lower reaches where the allotments were in this corner, and of course from here this is the edge of where the carriage shed was, and it comes along and it ends. This is about where it ends, to be honest. And the EPBs in 4 roads used to poke the heads out. This is one I just planted today. So I'll put in 2 trees. I'll put in the crab apple, and I've replaced another plum with another apple because they seem to be doing it better than the plums. And again, another one I've got from the Secret Garden Centre at the back of the Crystal Palace Triangle. And this one, I think this can be used for cider as well as being an eater, and that is Blenheim Orange. Now these trees weren't particularly cheap. They both cost me 50 quid, and it came out my ESA money that was rebated and my universal credit. So I'm using my own disabled retard benefit money to save the planet, basically. But it's for future generations, so I don't really give a shit. So again, trying to make sure that the grass doesn't grow up to the trunk. What I've done is the one down there and this one, I've actually got barrel straps, iron or steel barrel straps, and that's, I'm hoping that will keep the grass from encroaching. Over here we've got another apple. Christmas pippin, again another one that probably isn't particularly common, and maybe an older variety. And I've just gone round all the trees now, getting rid of the grass around the roots and mounding up the soil. So hopefully more air, water and nutrients will get to the roots, and hopefully in the next 2 or 3 years they'll shoot off. They'll do a lot better than they once were. So yeah, that birch tree, lovely yellow, mustard yellow colour on that birch tree. Again, another apple. We seem to do better with apples. What's this one? Little Packs, again, MM106 stock on there. And again, not a common tree, I shouldn't imagine. And that's a bigger one. That's one of the bigger trees that we got here. Little Packs, apart from Marjorie's seedlings, gone off like a rocket down in the dip. Another one over here where I've taken all the grass away from the roots. No label again, so 3 of them are missing the label, so probably written down on the diagram somewhere. We still have 1 tree that needs replacing, and this was a plum. And as I said, look at the size of that. Look, the size of that, and it died. But yeah, I've got to replace that. Someone's got to do it, and it may as well be me. So that's coming out next. Just got to get a tree to plant there. And we got one last one, which is another apple, and it's Discovery. And I've got one of these on my allotment that I planted in 1998, and it's done very well. So again, I've taken all the grass away from the roots and the trunk, and hopefully it will fare a little bit better. This one I planted with the ex-girlfriend Kim, Skits Rainbow 88, and I made a lead label for this one. Stamps Apple Discovery. So yeah, this is the Addiscombe Rly Pk allotment. I'll probably do a video for the community garden, which is over there. We've got a new pond as well as raised beds for planting stuff. But I'll do that another day. Also, on Ingress, a portal went live here, created by my son CF, I think it was, and it went pogo as well. I didn't submit the community garden sign because it didn't look interesting enough. It didn't have a board routed with community garden on it, and it would have to have been drilled through, both pieces of metal and screwed from the back, anything to stop people from destroying it basically. So I didn't submit it, but someone else done. It went live and the description's shit. I've got to try and rectify that on Ingress. But yeah, we're up to 10 minutes. We're not doing too bad. I'll keep recording though. So we're at the top of the orchard slope. I call it the orchard slope. This is what used to be the old Addiscombe to Blackhorse Lane and Woodside Railway. We call it the Railway Park or the Linear Park. So we'll walk down again. There is actually daffs and narcissi in here, but we'll have to see if they didn't do too good this year. Maybe they'll do better in this coming season. We'll walk down again past an apple tree after apple tree. They seem to do better than others. Actually, I do wonder if I might get some footage of Keston tomorrow. There's a medlar tree lost in the woods at Murray Grove, which used to be a Japanese garden. I might pick some medlars tomorrow. So we're walking our way down again. And there's the one I just planted, Blenheim Orange. These birch trees, about 1997 and after to 2001, this whole area outside the front of Carriage Shed was nothing but birch trees. And this is just a tiny expression of what used to be here. It looked lovely with all the birch trees. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 birch trees. Call it the enchanted birch copse. But we'll walk down again. Down here somewhere underground there is actually a fridge or something buried under alley, a small one, or a cooker. And I did mention it years ago, it needed removing, and it's sort of in this area somewhere. They've buried some kind of white goods electrical unit under here, probably in the 80s. It needs removing. Whether we'll be able to find it again, I don't know. But it's a work in progress. It really is a work in progress, to be honest. Like I said, the Marjorie seedling's really taken off. But in the spring, about January time, we have a wassail down here. And we have the Bedlam Hunt Morris dancers. They're the dark coloured Croydon Morris dancers. You also get, I think there's a black swan hunt as well. But we've seen pictures of the Bedlam Hunt in the Wallington fields, the lavender fields. And as a result in that video, now all the pictures, they actually charge people to go in there and have photo shoots. So again, greed has taken over, because oh, that's a nice selection of freaky looking black Morris dancers in a lavender field. And then they thought, oh, we can make money out of charging them for taking pictures of themselves. People, even events, I don't know. Like I said, we've got a couple of pear trees. This is Bernard Cleal's house, and he's let us use his shed to run off water to fill up water tanks. Bernard Cleal's very well-known local residents associations mainly. Again, pear tree, 13 minutes, we're doing all right. As I said, we've got the blackjack tree here. One year, Rat Thunder, he made cider out of the apples. And he said that they were something special, these apples. He had literally had bottles exploding in his basement in Annerley. Yeah, I think this holly needs cutting back, and also the privet. But then again, I'm the only one that ever does any of this work, and I have not been the best of health recently with my guts. But unfortunately, I kept losing the blood test forms. I've got to do a poop in the pot, and I keep losing the forms. And I've just got to carry on sorting my flat out, saving the planet. That's my priority, not my health, I'm afraid. And I should be prioritising my health, but it's just not possible. I've too much to do outdoors and in my flat. So this is the Addiscombe Rly Pk orchard. Coming up for 15 minutes now, and that blue thing in the background, that is Knees DPM's paint hopper. Now that I've finished messing about with it, I can take it back to him. I hope you enjoyed the video with the Rly Pk orchard, and I'll catch you again very soon.